Hello, everyone. Welcome to another game of Overwatch Pretenders. In week 4 now, this is the lower division, and today we are going to have the 3-0 Night Ops Academy versus the 2-1 Seven Sins Academy. I am Sly, and I'm joined by Strider today.
Yo, how you guys doing? Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting match. I'm looking forward to it. Starting off on Hollywood, looks like. Expected to see a bit of goats, to say the least. But yeah. So Sly, what are you looking forward to this match? What matchups do you have your eye on?
I mean, I'm always looking to see how the Reinhardts are doing, especially in the lower division. How well they can keep the aggression on while also not dying for their team. As the last time we were here, saw a lot of early Reinhardt deaths causing a lot of problems.
Yeah. It looks like the I believe that is Seven Sins Academy. Coming out with a Somber Goats variant on the 3-3 comp, where they're running Somber instead of Diva and a Ana instead of a Zenyatta. So that will give them an inherent advantage on defense, being able to scout as the Somber is right now, knowing where they're going to run and knowing where they're going to go, which is more important in this meta dominated by a singular comp.
Yeah. See if there's going to be any big hack here. Nope, just translocates out immediately.
Yep, and Latagua does get slept, slowing him down a little bit, but he should be back because he does have boosters.
Night Ops going to go up onto the high ground, try to push Seven Sins Academy, get the superior positioning. Not looking too much out for Somber right now. A big boop trying to come in, does knock the Reinhardt down, and the fight is going to occur on the point now as Bryzlo that discorded on the Seven Sins Academy Reinhardt, but the Ana nade and the big healing is going to be able to keep them up for a little bit. The purples go away without anyone falling down immediately, and the Reinhardt for Seven Sins will be going down here with enough focus fire onto them. The Zen Discord damage coming in handy there.
Yeah, they had Seven Sins had two really strong advantages there that were not communicated well enough to follow through on. First being the Lucio boop on the high ground. The Reinhardt should have been punished when he was the only one on low ground. Should have been cut off and killed. Then they naded two players, two squishies, one including a Brigitte, which is a lot easier to go down on. All you have to do is say hi, kill the Briggs, she's purple. But that Briggs survived that, and it turned out into a Night Ops win. So they're going to go ahead and take first point of Hollywood. Moving on to Streets phase, they're looking with a ult advantage.
Yeah, they will have a small ult advantage here with the 3 support ults ready. However, Seven Sins not too far behind as well. The Nano is going to come up to try and pull this fight back after the break goes down early. The grab comes in, but will be countered by the Trans. The Shatter after the grab Let's Go is huge, but the Zen Trans staying alive long enough right there at the end for no kills to come of it. And the bomb out is just for the remake back there on cart. Meanwhile, Seven Sins continuing to be pushed back up here by Night Ops.
Yeah, I mean, the Transcendence, the Shatter was not timed correctly in order to counter the Transcendence afterwards. Oh, but there's a huge EMP coming in that hits 4 players on Night Ops.
The Zen barely living after that fire strike on the EMP, and it's not going to get anything off of it, but the momentum does seem to be in their favor now. Another Shatter coming out from Seven Sins will be able to take out the Lucio here eventually, and this will be Night Ops finally being forced back, but not before a very large, very heavy investment of ults from Seven Sins.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad about that if I were Night Ops at all. I mean, they got the card to one fight territory, where if they were going to put on a fight, if they win and the other team tries to contest, it'll be staggered. And you also have 4 coming up on 5 ults, while the other team only has 1, and that's Lucio.
And here we see the rally engage coming on, just going to immediately engage onto the Reinhardt, take him out very quickly. Shatter comes down now, there's no shield to block it, and the rest of the team should be cleaned up here a little bit. Get on cart, keep that moving. Don't pay attention too much to the Somber, she can't do too much by herself right now.
Yeah, and they almost staggered Matt, killing his charge, but they didn't do it. Sombra is out with 81% charge. Naomi has to get this EMP off to make sure that, if they can get another fight going on, which it looks like they're going to do, but they will have that EMP advantage, as they already used the Nano on a Brig and the grab on 3 people.
The grab is going to come out, countered by the trans from Night Ops. However, the counter grab will come, and the beat comes out as well to counter that. The shatters are traded, and the Seven Sins coming out on top with this. The superior healing from the Ana really coming in clutch there with the grabs being so close to each other, and they will try to clean up the rest of this fight through the rally, and indeed they will do, getting the D-Mech on the D.Va as well, and a nice little stagger to boot.
Yeah, I mean, Mackenzie saved that fight right there. When they were all in grab, he got 3 people with Shatter, and the only one who didn't get was Zen, who was in Transcendence, so he couldn't do any damage. It made it so the entirety of his team were able to survive it. But now Matt is overextended. I wonder if they figured that out, but they didn't. Matt gets back with that charge, possible kill that they could have had. But now they're coming up on EMP. EMP Shatter is a great combo, and let's see if they can pull this off before they get to the tartan. It looks like they do.
Indeed, they do. The beat coming out a little bit too late for that to save one of the members. Reinhardt going down before then. A great purple as well to try and follow up on that EMP Shatter as well. Brig going down in the end, and that's going to be a nice, clean fight win for Seven Sins.
Yeah, that was a two-ult fight right there, and it worked out pretty well. And they did, Night Ops Academy did have to use their Lucio ult there, which got countered, but they're coming up on Transcendence, right? And Matt has grabs, so they do have a counter for that. They have to figure out how to get this Shatter in before the grab comes up.
The good old bomb and Shatter the Reinhardt while he's turned around will do that, though. The grab slows down a little bit of Night Ops momentum there, but the Rihanith will get the pin regardless of that, and Night Ops should be capping this point here unless Seven Sins come out with a pretty miraculous contest considering their ult economy at the moment.
Yeah, and Naomi is only 60% to EMP, so I wouldn't expect any ults to be used. As I say that, they use Nano Boost, and it does end up getting a kill on Run.
The purple the nade follow up on that Nano Boost is absolutely instrumental in getting that Reinhardt kill. And now with the 6v5, they might be able to trade this out, especially with the opposing rallies going as well. The purple onto the D.Va, maybe D-Mech her. Nope, gonna fly out away just in time. And now the Zen Trans to try and keep this fight going in Night Ops Academy's favor on the offense. But that is a huge purple getting 3 members. Sorry, Bubbles will take out 2, but the Zen does eventually end up going down. The EMP getting 4 members as well, and this should be the fight going to Seven Sins right at the end if the focus fire is good enough right at the end. The Zarya very low, need to take her out. The purple got it. Where's the focus? Kind of on the Reinhardt. The Zarya does end up going down, however, and now with just the Reinhardt and the Lucio on cart, this should be the fight and this round going over to Seven Sins.
Yeah, Yoda has been doing a phenomenal job on this getting these nades. They're struggling to finish up more than they truly should have, but the waste of the Transcendence from Kemet during the mid-fight definitely helped them secure that win and be able to, come back from a few struggling fights and ult disadvantage to, use their communication, which seems to be that their strongest suit. That and their ability usage have just been, using their abilities better than their opponents, and it's definitely showing in the score. And they were able to hold that throughout second point. 2 fights that they probably shouldn't have won, they did. So now it's all about their defense, and if they can hold it, if they can, keep this momentum going into next maps and possibly get to start this match off 1-0. I would not necessarily expect Night Ops to come back swinging as hard as their opponents did last round, but it's definitely a possibility. Latagua needs to start eating a lot of these Yoda nades. Be aware of these purples to really counter him and the effect that he's putting on this game.
Definitely, D.Va's job against that Ana is definitely to just look out for those nades. Keep that cooldown in mind the whole time with your Matrix. Regardless, looking like a bunker comp is going to come out here on defense for a Night Ops, maybe looking for an extended hold on A as the offense on A last round capped very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, this bunker comp is assuming that they're going to run goats with the 2 spam heroes. But if they are going to run what they're showing right now, which would be a little interesting. I don't think they're going to run
interesting.
McCann Cheese on Hanzo, but
I don't know about the solo Zarya comp. Solo tank Zarya
that's what Chinese cheese from the World Cup. So it looks like they are gonna come out with Sombra Goats, which they should have expected. And Sombra's EMP is a perfect counter to bunker. And once you break that bunker, it's gonna be a lot easier to go through Streets phase once you've already capped this first point and the payload starts moving.
Lobby got the names wrong. This is Night Ops Academy on the attack right now. So Seven Sins getting held there on second point.
Oh, okay.
So
Apologies. Uh-huh.
Yep. Night Ops getting on the point with a nice rotation, faking out the bunker a little bit, making them go around back. But the bunker gets back on the front in time, and that Junkrat concussive mine just causing absolute panic as well with the Baptiste immortality field. But there's still these kills are still coming through here for Night Ops on the off-notes.
Yeah, the Sombra just, came in clutch and did exactly what they were supposed to do, and, getting that hack off, being able to, help their team move forward and fight close range instead of in an area where they can spam, and it worked out beautifully. Now, that's Seven Sins, if I'm correct. So Seven Sins right now is on this weird comp that they have to switch up. It doesn't look like they're gonna walk all the way back. They're staying on the Mercy, which is interesting. Is Gizmo goes ahead and uses ultimate and doesn't get anything. So this is just free ult pushing from Night Ops.
Yeah, will be traded out there. Matt going down. So gonna hold for a little bit. The comp eventually gets swapped off to something more conventional. The Junkrat goes to the Brig after dying there using Tire. Buys a little bit of time, but the Brig is going to take quite a ways to get back to point here. So Night Ops taking complete advantage of that with the Shatter EMP there is going to clean up this fight very quickly.
Yeah, and they were coming in with 5 ults going into that fight versus Seven Sins 0. So that using only 2 was strong. They maybe should not have used that EMP, knowing that they got the Shatter first, as Night Ops or Seven Sins Academy was running the Winston, which is a really strong pick on this map, being able to hold that high ground. But when you have 4 or 5 people on low ground and the Winston on high ground, it's not really a good idea to have him up there alone, especially not contesting anyone, as the Sombra Goats is on the mirror side. Instead of what could possibly be a double sniper comp, then Winston Ghost would have been a little bit more favorable.
This extend and push from Night Ops might be ending right here as the Shatter and Grab are thrown in along with the Rally. The Trans does counter it all, but the Beat only getting 4 does not pick up the Rhine. However, it looks like Mackin is staying alive for just a little bit. Very low here, getting focused down. The healing coming through blocks the Shatter in time as well. And now with the D.Va hacked getting demeched here, it looks like the fight is going to be swinging Night Ops' way with the EMP to seal the deal here as it was, and a very convincing map 1 for Night Ops.
Yeah, that was very convincing for Night Ops Academy there. I'm really looking forward to watching Little Yoda play throughout this, because his nades have been clutch. Latago has to figure out where he is and truly focus the defense matrix on that Ana to make sure she doesn't get these antis off. Because every single fight I see 2-3 people getting antied per nade. So it's not a matter of hoping that they mess up. It's a matter of what can you do to counter.
Yeah, definitely gonna need some sort of answer to this Sombra Ana variant of goats here that Night Ops have been rolling with.
Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and see who's going to be the next map, as it is.
Seven Sins will be picking from Ilios and Oasis.
Yeah, if they want to stick with the Goats comp, and aid themselves on not necessarily having to deal with a Sombra, I would expect them to go Ilios, knowing that not many of those maps are really favorable for Sombras, right? You might see her on Ruins, but Lighthouse and Well, not so much, and trying to get them off of that on a Sombra Goats. And onto maybe a bunker comp or a high DPS comp, which will be more popular on Well, and definitely can be run on Ruins if you want to run that Widowmaker. I also would like to see them, if they do go Oasis, and somehow not run Goats. I have it on good authority, being my own eyes, that Latago plays a pretty mean Zarya. So I wonder if we can see that come out.
Maybe switch up the comp a little bit. Maybe not try to focus on eating those nades and just take a completely different approach to it.
Yeah, instead focus on countering them with the bubbles.
Yeah.
Or at least trying to bait it out with Rhine Shield. But they definitely need to do something for this little Yoda Ana. Now, we are getting a sub. Am I correct? No, Mac and Cheese was playing last. Mac and Cheese and Mitten Hands look similar. They're long names that start with an M, so I apologize.
We will be going to
blindness plus
Oasis,
dyslexia
however.
doesn't help, but it does look like
Yep.
we're gonna go ahead and pick Oasis to be that next match. Coming on the side of Seven Sins. And now this is a very high goats map. Oasis, right? You can see different compositions for City Center, I guess. It might be interesting if we see a May come out on University. I've seen it been done.
That is possible.
But I'm not necessarily expecting it. I do expect Night Ops Academy to keep with this Sombra and Ana, however, as it gave them a dominating victory on Hollywood. So yeah, this is looking to be a fairly one-sided match, unless Seven Sins can pull something out of their sleeves and turn this thing around.
Yep, definitely in Seven Sins' court to try and find something for that counter. Night Ops not having to change anything and play what you do until they can prove that they can beat it, right?
Yeah. If Night Ops was going to do something, I'd focus a little bit more on Matt's grabs. He misused his grabs every once in a while in Hollywood, and it looked to be a little bit of a weakness for them. But, you know, using that ultimate to the best of its ability and really setting up an attack where you can put that down. I don't think Seven Sins can counter that, as, you know, they were kind of expecting him to use grabs at off times now to really secure that this is a victory for them. As it looks like we are slowly getting ready for this next match.
Slowly making our way into the game.
Yeah. Not sure how long this will take. But what have you thought of Kismo's performance on Hollywood? Because I feel like he was more of a bright spot. I mean, his Brig was strong. He was getting really good stuns. And I enjoyed watching that Junkrat.
Yeah, the Junkrat, the concussive blast on the first point was good to separate the opponents as much as possible to try and get the focus, but the Sombra was just a little overbearing. The Brig stuns and the even the health packs were really on point. See someone go low and the armor pack was there immediately. So good awareness by him all around, looking at the enemy team and their own team.
Yeah, I want to see Kismo run a lot, some different heroes. I wonder what else he can do if he's their Genji player. I'm assuming that if we do get to see a high DPS comp on City Center, we do get to see Kismo play that Genji or play that Hanzo, and, you know, shine through, hopefully, being the bright spot that he is. His self-control with Brig really showed as a bright spot for Seven Sins Academy. On that first map, but, you know, between the Sombra already doing damage and the Lucio speed boost to aid the rest of their team from getting back into position, just really did counter him. But that little bit of time that they could have gotten a pick, the communication wasn't necessarily there for them. But that is a recurring problem in the lower division. But that's why that's why they're in this league, is to get better.
That's why you
this
play
isn't
the
a
game.
league about, you know, do all or do nothing. It's a league about improvement. So let's hope we see more improvement this game by both of these teams. As Oasis is going to come out being City Center as our first map, DPS heavy map, which it can be. Maybe see a little bit of a Pharah, maybe dive. High ground advantage is really strong here, so I would be surprised if we see more Reinhardts than Winstons.
Yep, Mac and Cheese did select Winston there in the half a second the game lets you pick a hero before going back to the map preview. So probably maybe see the Winston there from Night Ops to see if Seven Sins answers in turn. No, it's going to be all right. Got some spice here from Night Ops.
Yes, we do get to we get a flash of Hammond. I was looking forward to this. Hammond is really strong on this map, being able to rotate around this, especially in an elo of this is Golden Plat, right? Yeah, elo of Golden Plat. Hammond's just, the disruption is just too much for people to handle. I mean, in Overwatch League, Hammond's disruption is too much for people to handle. Just ask Ame. But we will see a high DPS comp versus Winston Goats with Little Yoda on Ana and Naomi on Sombra again. So, and we get to see Matt play D.Va as Major Scott comes in as a sub for Lataka. Or Lataka, never mind. I don't remember everything. What am I talking about?
Granith going in there immediately with the Hammond, causing a little bit disruption, but peeling back to help Mitten Hands on the Zen against that Sombra. Lets the rest of the Goats comp come in onto the point though, but the Hacks coming in, causing a little bit of problems. Meanwhile, the Pharah raining down on above might take out the break here, and the Frigg will go down as a result of that. And currently, Night Ops having a little bit of trouble looking where to look, but Pharah flying a little bit too low means that the rest of this DPS comp is going to fall apart here as the point is cleaned up by the Goats.
Yeah, the spam wasn't really there for them to separate someone out and possibly get a pick. So they need to come in with a lot of more zone control than they just had. And a lot of that's going to come down to that Pharah and that Soldier and where they're positioned and you know, where they're shooting at, because if they can, you know, separate someone out and get that kill, it'll come in handy, as Stevs does get found out of position by Mac and Cheese and gets that kill, but Otago fights right back by killing their Lucio.
If the rest of the fire can be good enough here by the Pharah, might be able to get something out of this. Nano Winston jumping up for the fire and well get the kill off of that. The nano boost damage coming in very big there, and the contest is still going to be coming in from the Hammond. Maybe something can be done here with a attack visor possibly, as the D.Va is demech, and that will be the key to go. However, gets immediately purpled, and the damage is there from the Goats to take that ult out.
Yeah, and him using that visor, you have to think that they're going to swap off of Soldier now. He's just been caught out too many times to stay on it, but oh, I eat my own words. Caster cursing, I guess. Soldier is going to be staying for the side of Seven Sons Academy here, but this is just complete obliteration as Night Ops has the ult advantage with this EMP. And they're spread out enough that Latago's EMP is not going to be as strong. And they get the hack off on Hammond, which is huge.
Yeah, the hack off onto the Hammond, just a giant sitting ball there. Pharah coming in, getting 2 kills, one with the Barrage, but will be taken down in the end by the Brigitte of all things. The res does come in, but Mercy will give her life for it, as Mac and Cheese picks up another Winston kill onto the Pharmacy duo.
Yeah, all that res right there was to stagger yourself. They already had a point, and they were already at 80%, so that just prevented them from getting another clean fight. This is looking to be 100-0 slot.
Well, this will be the Zen ult to try to keep the ult going on as long as possible. Hammond getting killed through the Zen ult, however, Yoda once again coming in with the big purples there. Bomb to try and zone out a little bit, isn't going to pick up anyone. So this fight is starting to go on a little bit with this 5v6 on right now. However, the Nano Winston with all these squishy targets should start doing a lot of damage to everyone here, and the kills start coming in for Night Ops Academy, and this will be the 100-0 after Winston is cleaned up here.
Yeah, the threat on the far was just too much with Little Yoda. Between his gun and his nano, the fire really had nowhere to go. The positioning of Little Yoda has been spot on. The nades have been spot on this entire match, preventing them from having any glimpse of hope. As when you see your health bar become purple, you just panic, and so much fear, you know, surrounds your entire aura, and you know, knowing that you're just ready to die. It's so powerful. And Little Yoda has been doing a marvelous job, you know, harnessing that ability's power and influence on this game, using it for their team's advantage.
Night Ops not selecting to run the... Night Ops not selecting to run the Sombra here. Instead, going to go with a typical... well, not typical, because it does have the Ana now as well. It still has the Ana from Little Yoda. So, Seven Sins getting here very quickly. Night Ops going a very long way around. Going to try to come through the choke on the point, and that is going to be immediately meted by a Discord and a burst down onto the Rhine. Brandon's getting a little bit too over-aggressive with that charge. Will end up trading Rhines now, so it is now a 5v5, but Night Ops still does have to come through these chokes here. and eventually they do manage to work their way onto point. Seven Sins looking at the wrong door for a little bit there, and it just matters if the Discord damage is going to be good enough, and indeed it will be. Taking out the break there, does trade a D-Mech for it, however, and trying to take out this D.Va now with the Discord. Discord's flopping around quite a bit here. The D.Va already with her ult is going to use it to get a remech here and even pick up a kill onto the Brigitte, and getting off point for just a little bit too long means Seven Sins will start ticking up the percentage, but I don't think it'll last for too long here, as Night Ops will slowly clean up the kills here and begin to bring this back. The stall from Static being quite a bit, getting all the way up to 17%.
Yeah, Night Ops made a few key mistakes there. The Reinhardt got picked off, but then Little Yoda came in with a nade and naded Ruanis, and that allowed Ruanis to get picked off, and ended up giving them the fight as they just used grab and clean swept Seven Sins Cat.
Oh,
right there.
that feeling going all the way to spawn with that shatter after the grab as well. Just making sure that spawn room is where you belong. Do not come back out.
Little essence of San Francisco shock right there from Night Ops, going ahead and spawn camp shattering. You see a little bit of super in Mac and Cheese's play right there.
Now holding up all the way up front is going to immediately force the D-Mech as well. The Nano is there from Little Yoda to save the Reinhardt. Another shatter already built up, just throwing it down on the shield. Doesn't even matter. Building up to a next one already while the fight continues to go in Night Ops' favor. And Seven Sins is completely struggling to get through the door right now.
Yeah, I don't think there's been one fight that's gone by where Little Yoda has not hit a massive nade.
Her nades have been amazing.
They're great. Latago has to find a way to eat these to be able to, even contest their Reinhardt. As the nade will both heal Mac and Cheese and get antis off, if not just antis, which are just
Seven Sins coming in with a very aggressive push there. Latagua is starting to eat some things, does eat the grab as well. The grab coming in from Seven Sins as well, locking up two supports. They will be going down, and the shatter to clean up the rest of the fight here. Mac and Cheese going down with the Discord orb, and this will be a fight from Seven Sins. Going in Seven Sins' favor right at the end here. A very aggressive push coming up big for them.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be mad if I was Night Ops. You got it to 91, you're in one fight territory, and they used 3 ultimates. Both of their tank ultimates, right?
Yes.
So grab and shatter are down, and Mac and Cheese is coming up on grab, and they have nano boost that they can use, which turns Reinhardt into pretty much the same thing as a tank ultimate. It creates a massive amount of space because that's just a massive amount of damage.
Seven Sins holding up aggressively here is going to force out the Nano on the Mac and Cheese to try and push up. However, the bomb will come out to try and counter that. It will pick up the Zarya, big part of the damage going down, and Rihanna is picking up a few kills as they charge in and force Night Ops back a little bit farther.
Yeah, I mean, Seven Sins came out with that fight when the Lucio ult really helped them. The rally at the end might have been a waste, as they definitely could have saved that for the next match. But they're coming back up on Shatter, and Grab is on its way. Stevs is above Naomi with Grab with ult charge right now, giving them an inherent advantage as we're moving into one fight territory here for Night Ops. They might, if they get a fast fight off, bait out an ultimate, die, they might be able to recontest, but it's looking like this is going to be the last fight and will determine this round. Seven Sins needs to win this as they're already down 1.
Shatters traded into either shield. Mac and Cheese trying to get a little cheeky pin there onto the corner. However, Yoda with the purple onto the Reinhardt isn't going to be able to quite kill, living on barely any HP as the grab comes out to take out Mac and Cheese. The trans keeping all of Seven Sins alive, and with the Discord damage, if it's focused well enough, Latagua eating another grab.
Yeah, Latagua's definitely came into this match hungry as he's feeding himself all them Zarya grabs. And when you can't eat on an nades, might as well just eat Zarya grabs and look like the being victory. Meanwhile,
however, the Nano Brigitte
right now. Oh, they get 2 picks. It's a 4v3.
The bomb trying picking up everyone. The shields are out, however, and this is swinging into Night Ops' favor. The Lucio beat and the Nano Brig pushing Seven Sins back far enough to swing that into their favor, and Latagua going to get absolutely staggered here. Sismo trying to get in onto point in time with the rally isn't going to be able to. Well, we'll get the overtime. However, the trickle in from Seven Sins is not going to be off, and Night Ops coming back right at the end.
Yeah, that was a panic victory for them, and it truly worked out. The caster curse stands, man. I gotta stop talking. Um, that's the second time today that I've cast a curse stump. But yeah, Mac and Cheese really showed a lot of power here, working with the Ana, with the shots, the nades, and the nanos, all coming in handy as the two the main tank and off support really pair well together. Their synergies should not be questioned after seeing what they've done these past two maps.
Oh, that's a Seven Sins showing life at the end of Oasis there, but Night Ops ending up going up 2-0 in the series regardless.
Yeah, but yeah, Little Yoda has been dominating. She's a really strong Ana, and I wouldn't expect her to play anything else besides that hero. The rest of this map, as you know, the Nays have still not be eaten, but Lutagua eating those two grabs, signs of light for Seven Sins, not being able to pull through there. But I would not be surprised if they end up taking one map, and if that map and if it's going to be any map, it's better be 2CP, just of how out of the park it is from the other game modes, especially before the changes that are coming in through.
Yeah.
But we are going to be taking a bit of a halftime here.
Yep, we'll take halftime here as teams go in to have some chat with the coaches, and we'll see if Seven Sins can take that 2CP map coming up next. Welcome back, everyone, to the second half of this match between Night Ops Academy and Seven Sins Academy. Seven Sins looking to turn things around and ride a little bit of the momentum they were getting in Oasis.
Yeah, yeah. Seven Sins did show a few signs, a lot more signs of life in Oasis than they did Hollywood. I'd like to see them get this map. Uh, I'd like to see them get at least one map and not lose this thing 4-0. But right now, that's what looks like it's going to. Night Ops, who's gonna go ahead and start on defense here on Volskaya, has been dominating the past two maps, sweeping Oasis 2-0 and winning in Hollywood 2-1. So, I mean, you have to go ahead and choose Night Ops to win this. Lord Yoda has been dominant on this Ana. The nades have been coming in handy, and the synergy with Mac and Cheese has been off the charts. And then you add Naomi's Sombra, which is nothing short than surprisingly good, to the roster, and you get a well fleshed out team here. They're gonna go ahead and opt to run the Winston Diva here instead of the Rein Zarya, which can be used for multiple ways, especially with the Sombra to get that hack dive combo, as Seven Sins is showing a weird 2-2-2 combo.
It's not even Doomfist Ghost. There's a Doomfist and a Sombra. Interesting there. The Winston and Sombra goats from Night Ops should be pretty good against this, rather than the standard Rein. So we'll have to see how this goes.
Yeah, I'll definitely opt to expect this Doomfist to swap off after one fight lost, as the hack comes up on the Winston, forcing him to push back a bit.
Yeah, just a little poke war here while Stevs goes back and changes from the Sombra to the Hanzo. So we're going to get a little burst damage in here with the Storm Arrow on the Hanzo, maybe capitalize on something. However, Naomi is going to get the first kill of this match onto the Doomfist as well. And Mac and Cheese now following in with the leap. Might have been a little bit too aggressive there and will go down for it. Now all of a sudden, and the other Winston being a little bit too aggressive there as well. Now without main tanks, have to see how the rest of this fight goes. The nade onto the Lucio from Little Yoda is going to clean up that kill. However, the trade does come in from Lutagwe taking out the Zen. So just going back and forth here now on this fight. Stevs almost going down to Dr. White. Will go down in the end. Little Yoda continuing to snipe up from top here. The purple onto point. Will finally get pressured by Simzo coming back on the Genji. And will maybe go down to the support duo? Well, but they do need to get back on the point here to contest. Mac and Cheese getting Nano to survive, but was purpled, so did not get that Nano health bar. And eventually this will be going over to Seven Sins.
Yeah, and during that time, Little Yoda did not die. There, Little Yoda dies for the first time. But yeah, there was a Seven Sins when they dove in. Whenever they get this kill onto Mac and Cheese, Ruaneth? Still don't know how to pronounce his name. Yeah, Ruaneth goes in thinking that he has free reign, but and then dies, knowing, and then correcting his thought, the fact that he doesn't. But they did swap off the Doomfist after the first kill, like I expected, because Naomi's hack is just so powerful. So Kim Zo is going to rock this Genji right now, as the dive comes out for onto Little Yoda by the Winston, and it's up off the prime.
Well, pick up Little Yoda to start that immediately. However, a 5-man hack comes out from Naomi. Looks like the Winston is going to be picked up from that, with the rest of the team not able to help while being hacked. Lutagwe about to get DMEC, manages to get out just in time. However, it looks like the offense here has been pushed back for now.
Yeah, and I mean, the spawn advantage is a lot stronger for Night Ops the spawn time is a lot shorter for Night Ops than it is for Seven Sins Academy, so trading is always going to be in the advantage of the defense in the second point. As Seven Sins still has a Diva D-Mech and is nowhere near that mech, but they're going to go ahead and opt to run the Blade, which gets immediately countered by the Sound Barrier.
It does get immediately countered by the Sound Barrier. Lutagwe going down, wasn't even in mech yet, so the offense attacking a little bit maybe preemptively, but the Genji Blade does manage to pull out the beat, and now they are going to swap comp after that.
Yeah, that was just a last resort. We're going to use all the ults we have that we're going to go ahead and swap off of. We're going to go to the classic 3-3 with Zenyatta. Meanwhile, Night Ops is not going to swap. Naomi is 60% to her, to the EP here. to, you know, that would completely shut down a 3-3 comp, especially when you have Little Yoda's Nano Blade or Nano, that they can go ahead and use that on Mac and Cheese to just have free swings with so much damage, and not enough damage, you know, to him that he needs to stop. So that's a free space creator right there, and it looks like this is the threat of Mac and Cheese getting it or setting up for a kill is enough to push 7 Sins all the way back, which is going to be even more time off the clock.
A lot of that was 3 people of 7 Sins in the back looking at Naomi dealing, harassing a lot. Meanwhile, the 3 at the front weren't quite ready for the damage that came out, and Mac and Cheese able to pick up a stagger there onto the Brigitte. However, 7 Sins now all grew up, will come in, immediately uses both bubbles, however, with a 4-man hack, is going to take out the Zen immediately, along with the Shatter and the Nano for good measure, and that's going to be a quick clean up from Night Ops.
Yeah, that was a clean 3 ult fight. Now they're coming up with no ults right now from Night Ops. 7 Sins has an advantage, right? They have Bomb and they have their Sound Barrier. They can go ahead and engage with Sound Barrier and use Bomb to create space and possibly end up getting themselves a kill before Night Ops, you know, grinds that grab, and they have to do that before Matt gets this grab down, which is going to be hard. As he is a little bit charged, but not enough that it should be that much of a threat. But they're taking enough time that Matt will get grabbed before the fight truly starts.
That was some big poke energy there, going all the way up to 90% there. You're going to take the high ground. I'll have to take this one a little bit slower, as if the ult tracking isn't completely there, it doesn't look like they have any big ult winning fights themselves to take advantage of the no ults here. The Mac and Cheese is going to be focused down fairly quickly. However, the nade coming in from Little Yoda is going to keep him alive for just a little bit longer. However, the damage was there after that aggression. The Zarya not having enough damage to follow up on her grab there, and this will be the point going over to 7 Sins if they can clean up these kills. Dr. White staying alive for quite a while here, manages to get out, so we'll be able to recontest after healing back up a little bit, and eventually will be taken out, but did stall long enough for Naomi to get back as well, along with the Mac and Cheese and rest of the team. The EMP comes out, however, it doesn't look like the focus is there with everyone a little bit weaker. The trance does not come out soon enough to save Rihanna. However, it looks like this should be going over. The beat, however, the stall here from Night Ops, absolutely brutal. However, 2 supports not going to be able to be enough to counter this Zarya damage. The Brigitte is going to come in, try to get the pick onto the Zen real fast here. Will get the kill onto the Zen with the rally, however. Will be taken out through the grab. The bomb forcing everyone out from the point, but the Hammond is now here along with the Lucio and Zarya. Zarya focused down rather quickly, however. Sombra trying to get a hack, maybe a kill here. Mac and Cheese just spinning around on point, manages to dodge the Shatter while doing so, but gets shield bash, however. The Nano comes out from Little Yoda onto the Sombra to try and get an EMP here to maybe clean up some more kills so the stagger can continue going on. The Tracer is now out as well to try and get this stall going on. Naomi gets killed right before the EMP comes out, and that might be the rest of this point going over the 7 Sins. However, I've been saying this the whole time, and still the stall comes out. Mac and G's back out onto the Hammond. Well, get the big shields along with the Discord. However, that boop is going to do.
Yeah, that was a 2.5 minute stall coming up from Night Ops Academy. They went from 3.5 minutes, all the way down to 1. Right? They're at 1 minute exactly. One more second, they would have been under a minute, which would have been a huge advantage. But I mean, right here was that's exactly why you have to favor Night Ops here. Their persistence, their EMPs, their nades and abilities, or their ults and abilities have just been huge this game. Now they just have to beat a minute, which is not that hard to do in Volskaya, as snowballing is really strong here. But that entire fight, right? They get to a point where, you know, they see some light, and then that fight prior to it, they had 90% to grab, and they just needed to stall out 7 Sins long enough for that grab to be online before the fight. But 7 Sins, knowing what their win condition was, going in, getting that first engage and getting that disrupt, forcing them to, you know, panic a little bit and try and back out, forced Matt to, you know, not get enough time to finish grinding that grab all the way up to 100%, and it ended up being a victory for them. Despite the stagger, that was still a victory. And if they had waited a little bit longer and allowed Matt to get that ultimate, that could have been a full hold from Night Ops.
Yeah, but as Seven Sins, just capping on 2 CP, you're in a good enough spot. Getting all the way through the map when you attack first is good enough for now, depending on their defense, however. But they know they're in an okay spot for right now.
Yeah, and we will see no Sombra coming out from Night Ops. Oh wait, no, we will see a Sombra coming out from Night Ops. But we see no Zenyatta coming out from Seven Sins as Kemet is going ahead and picking the Ana over the Zen.
Maybe looking to counter the nades that have been keeping Mac and Cheese up with a purple of themselves. However, Little Yoda gonna get a little sleep on the Chemex there immediately, and this Ana 1v1, is that even really a thing? Meanwhile, Winston getting pushed up off of the high ground here, immediately jumping back up, however, with the purple following up on that nade. And Chemex showing got some nades as well here. So good first hold.
Yeah, Kemet sees Yoda earlier this game and said, you know, you're not the only one who can get hit with nades. And Matt is going to go ahead and get staggered right here. Not sure why he didn't jump off there, as that's another 10 seconds left off of the clock. But Kemet getting that nade, you know, won them that fight there. Those 3 people were huge. And Little Yoda has to figure that out and say, you know what? I have to go ahead and reassert my dominance as the nading Ana this next fight and go ahead and taking this next fight to give them a 5-minute or a little bit over 4 minutes or a little bit over 5 minutes time bank that they can work with.
Alright, looking for the disruption from the Primal Rage here onto the Reinhardt comp coming out from Night Ops, and here it will be Winston going in, trying to cause a little bit of chaos, but really just pushing them all back into this area without pushing anyone up into the rest of his team. The rest of the team will try to follow in, however, the Shatter will come out after the Nano on the Mac and Cheese from Little Yoda, and that little bit of overextension away from the point should be the point now, going over to Night Ops here on their second attack. Trying to clean up these last few kills here. Cosmo barely living onto the point here, getting healed up by Chemex, but in the end, Night Ops will clean that up eventually. A nice 2 minutes taken off from Seven Sins, though. So, going into this next point here, we do have EMP from Night Ops to try and snowball all the way through this map and get a massive time bank advantage over Seven Sins. They do have the Grav and the EMP to do so. We do have a bomb and a rally to stall out from, I don't have any more to talk about that. There's the Grav EMP immediately, and that is just everyone bursted down in it. The Shatter to clean up as well, only picking up Latagua on the Baby Diva, and that's a little bit of a mispositioning mistake there from Seven Sins, not ready for that EMP Grav combo there. However, the stall is now out, seeing if they can get as long as a stall as Night Ops had. The Hammond doing a little bit of a good job surviving there, along with the rally damage as well. The bomb coming in, I don't think that's going to be placed enough to pick up anyone. I was incorrect, however, it does pick up the Lucio, but I don't think there's going to be enough more damage here to kill the rest. I should just stop assuming things as the beat comes out to try and get the rest of this damage coming in. Cosmo is going to pick up the enemy Brigitte, and this looks like this will be going over to Seven Sins off of the stall comp, already swapped off back onto the Reinhardt from the Hammond, and Night Ops only getting a tick off of that. Very well done by them, even getting a little stagger kill onto Little Yoda at the end. So they stopped the snowball after what looked like was going to be a completely clean fight with that EMP Grav picking up 4 in there. So very well done by them to keep that alive, only giving up 50%. They did have to use everything, however, so Mac and Cheese will have an uncontested Shatter here, along with another Grav coming up from Matt. So we're going to need to look for some sort of stall here. The stall's not going to happen for too long, as a hack does come out onto the Rhine, and follow that up with a Shatter and a purple from Little Yoda is going to be the first 2 kills going over to Night Ops, but we've been here before as Chemex picks up Mac and Cheese, making this a 5v4, 4v4 even, but Night Ops getting a few more kills to grab to try and clean up here as well, with the EMP Nano coming out as well onto Matt. Will the stall be here? Rana is staying onto the Reinhardt this time, will get hacked immediately. However, the rally isn't going to be enough to keep up the Reinhardt with that Inspire health as well, trying to stay alive with the shield through the Zarya damage. Will get Zarya bubbled even immediately. Zen's got to get this trance out despite being hacked. Will live long enough to get it out for Seven Sins, and a tick still hasn't been gotten here as the grab comes in. And that's another hold for Seven Sins without even giving up a tick. The fight cleanups have just not been here for Night Ops on this second point of Volskaya. And this time, they don't have any ults coming over from that from the cleanup fight. So this looks to be a fairly vanilla fight going into the next encounter. Granith is coming up onto his Shatter here a little bit. However, Mac and Cheese is as well. So looking for the dueling Reinhardt's Discord coming in on the Mac and Cheese. Gonna immediately get cleansed. However, the hack comes out and Naomi actually getting killed first for once. Haven't seen that a whole lot. But Night Ops still trying to push in just a little bit here. The hack coming out from Latagua swapped onto the Sombra here.
Yeah, yeah, Naomi dying first, that's not a common thing. But the hack forces them to fall back, knowing that they do have spawn advantage. So they're going to go ahead and wait for Naomi to get reset up as the Shatter comes in and gets one.
Granith does come out on the upper hand there. However, the damage is still going onto them. The Nano is not there from his team, unlike it is for Mac and Cheese to save. And the EMP grab, seen this a lot of times before. The Trans not able to come out in time, just stalling out as long as possible on point. Granith coming back in with a pin onto the Sombra. That's one kill. If they can get a few more, they might be able to get another stall here. But it looks like the Focus Fire might be here this time. The beat does pick up the rallying. Brigitte is going to be very hard to kill. Cosmo on point now, living, giving up everyone armor here on the point, stalling out as long as humanly possible here. The Shatter trying to clean up the kills, make the Lucio stop hip popping around. The Zen focus down on point now, and the Reinhardt comes back. The Sombra coming in with EMP. Going to try to live a little bit with no one to use their abilities, but not on point to contest, and it doesn't look like anyone is there finally. And Night Ops will take that.
Oh, two time banks so close to each other. Night Ops has a 4-second advantage, which is not much or anything really to work on, as they're both pretty much 2 fight opportunities. And Night Ops, struggling a bit on that attack. Seven Sins showing that they can definitely hold with this team. And whatever their coach said at halftime, it definitely worked. They came out here swinging. I like the Latagua Sombra. The EMP was on point. And Naomi was lacking with the EMP a little bit. They were able to stall that out for so long because he was a little bit too far away from the Zenyatta, didn't get him, so the Zenyatta was able to transcendence and stall the point out enough for some other people to come back. That was easily a 130, 140 time bank they would have had without that transcendence. But we're gonna go ahead and see Seven Sins Academy run offense first, showing that they will probably run the Zenyatta 3-3 goats, opting Kemet on the Zen instead of the Ana, which worked on defense last time. And Night Ops is gonna go ahead and run their trusty 3-2-1 strat with Yoda on Ana and Naomi on Sombra.
Yep. A lot of the same we've been seeing from each of these teams. It was going in Night Ops' favor, but Seven Sins showing a little bit of signs of life there. However, most of that was just off of the back of some amazing Sol that should have been clean fight for Night Ops. See how well this goes. Neither team really just snowballed both guys, so might see this end up in a 3-3 draw, possibly. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, the draw would definitely add a whole new side of things for Seven Sins. Not being able to lose this thing 4-0. But if this does end up with a draw, Night Ops goes ahead and takes the victory. So right now Seven Sins has to make sure that does not happen. And I like positioning of Dr. White here as he was trying to get a boop off, but it doesn't necessarily work.
So they do have the high ground now, immediately going to drop down onto the point. Try to get some damage off, and that Discord onto the Brig is going to mean a trade is going to happen. And another nade pulling back just a little bit. Chemex with a big headshot kill onto Naomi. Reinhardt charging straight in there. I'm not quite sure about that. That's the Sombra Mega Room that you're going into there. Mac and Cheese gets naded, not able to stay alive long enough. Chemex trying to stay alive as long as possible. Doesn't get the trans, was at 90%. Matt with the grab, however, is going to have that charged up, and that will not be a tick at all for Seven Sins, which means the series will be going over to Night Ops.
Yeah, they got one fight right now. Two if they lose the first fight pretty fast. But that was really good hold there by Night Ops. The Reinhardt charge taking advantage of that situation and pushing up. Mackenzie does get killed before he can shatter. But you know he stalled it out long enough for the Zarya to get the grab, and Matt to be able to grab to make sure that they do not lose that 2v2 scenario. Because when you can't move, you can't dodge, right? So this is looking really strong for Night Ops right now. They are going to go ahead and win this series. There is no way Seven Sins can go ahead and pull a victory right now. The best thing they can do is force a draw out of here, and then lose the series 2-0 going into the fourth map. But this is a victory for Night Ops. This, I believe, makes them 4-0.
4-0, that is correct.
Yeah, so that's awesome for them. So congratulations, Night Ops, but they have to finish strong. The map differential does matter, so you know they're going for this 4-0 today, as we do have a pause coming in via request of Night Ops. Yeah, apparently Little Yoda had a mouse DPI glitch that I'm guessing has rendered it quite useless.
Something I've been seeing from both teams throughout this whole series, whenever the enemy main tank goes down, the main tank takes that as a key to just go all in, guns blazing, and in that scenario, maybe hold back a little bit, take the fight slow. You have the advantage, milk it for all it's worth instead of giving the opponent a chance immediately to take it back.
Yeah, they've made that mistake a few times now, especially on the side of Seven Sins Academy. So if they see that their main tank go down, knowing that they're on defense, do not try and engage. Force the time you go down. It is on your side. But you know we got to see how Naomi deals with the Sombra right now. And what their plan is. They could go for either a hack engage, or just stall out as long as possible and try and get the EMP up extremely fast. Which I'm not necessarily guessing they're going to do, as Naomi is not positioned at this point to go for EMP charge. Now Kemet is all the way in the back on this Ana, as he does drop down, so they no longer have a high ground advantage.
A lot of cleave damage early, then they're coming in from the Winston. Will get the primal here very quickly, already up to about 90% on that ult, and meanwhile forcing the rest of Night Ops back here. Not able to get to the point all the way. The sleep coming in on Reinhardt as well, immediately woken up. However, the primal is online. The shatters the rallies being exchanged, and with this chaos completely tearing this Reinhardt Ghost Comp apart, it looks like Seven Sins will be able to defend here on the defense. They do need to start picking up some kills here, however. Before Matt gets to the grab, they will pick up Matt there at the end. However, trading the Zaryas, if the trades keep going here, this might end up going in Night Ops Academy's favor. If they do get this all the way, the beat is going to save them from this scary nano brig on point. However, the EMP comes back in along with a beat as well to try and get this going in Seven Sins' favor. The focus fire is not quite there on the correct targets. However, Cosmo taking so much damage, but being able to be healed back up as well. The shatter from Mac and Cheese, is it going to be the hero shatter? Doesn't look like has the charge to pick up any kills off of that. The Diva Bomb on point to try to clean this up. Mac and Cheese defending with the shield. Seven Sins trying to get some sort of semblance on this. Will get the grab off in time, but I don't think the damage is there. Too many members being taken out already, and just with the Baby Diva and the Ana left on point, that will be the draw on Volskaya.
Yeah, ever since that change, that armor nerf came in, Winston Goats has become a lot more viable against Reinhardt Goats because of his ability to get ultimate fast, and we saw it right there with Ruana. You know, getting that Primal Rage, and Primal Rage is literally a more powerful Hammond, and Hammond is known for disrupting Goats because of his ability to move that Reinhardt off into Oblivion, and that's exactly what the Winston did for Ruana, is you know, disrupting, and then that turned into a victory. And now they do not win the series, but they do take that draw, and this forces Night Ops Academy or Seven Sins the ability to only go down one map from this match,
Yeah,
which
2-1
would
looks real
be
good.
ideal for them. But if Night Ops does end up winning this, they do not lose any, but only gain 3, which is still great for them. But that's exactly what Seven Sins wanted to do there, and they pulled it off without allowing Night Ops a chance to, you know, go back like they have in previous fights with some overextensions by main tanks.
Seven Sins gonna Get some swaps here as well. Zippo coming in for Yoda, and Mitten is coming in for Chem. So we have the flex support swaps from both sides.
Yeah, and it looks like we're gonna go ahead and move to Rialto for map 4, on via request of Seven Sins Academy. But yeah, both flex supports are swapping. I wonder what their plan is for Zippo Man, 9-4 or 924 on the side of
Um,
Night Ops Academy, because Yoda has definitely been the MVP of the series so far. Very
oh,
consistent play, great heals to keep their team alive, and the nades have just been huge.
I'm
I'm
thinking
guessing
this is more
Zippo
of
is more of a
a
Zenyatta player.
I'm thinking this
Um,
is more of an experience thing than
yeah,
anything right now, as Night Ops has beaten both teams directly below them now, taking out Seven Sins and Suya Academy as well at 2-1. However, that loss was given to them by Night Ops, so Night Ops feeling pretty confident at the top here.
yeah, definitely. Um, so yeah, Seven Sins. Moving to 3-2 on the ranks right now. But Niob's holding strong on that 4-0, and I gotta say, I mean, they do look dominant. From the lower division matches that I've seen, Niob's academy has definitely been the most promising. But yeah, that's Zippo's trade in is definitely more of an experience thing. I wonder if we're gonna see a Zenyatta from them, to see how the team does with that. Because from what we've seen, they do really well with the Ana. And as they've already won the match, Rialto is a weird map, and you can run some different things. So I'm wondering if Goats or that Somber Goats variant is not all we're going to be seeing. You can run that Pharah on point 1 for spam. And defense, you can definitely run a bunker. I mean, that bridge is really strong if you're able to hold it. Right after first point, that major bridge right there. So you run the Orisa Hog, and the threat of that is just so significant.
Yeah, definitely have to see how these swaps change up the entire looks for the team. Maybe some different comps entirely. See if Naomi keeps on the Somber with the Zen, most likely from Zippo Man. And what
Yeah,
else comes out? The
I'm
7
definitely
Sins with
looking
Mitten.
forward to some more variations coming into this last this fourth and final map we have, which will be traveling to Italy.
Getting the readies out from both teams have been given out, so should be starting into the match right now. I missed it.
Or if I don't know. I wish I could actually go to Rialto Sly. I want some Italian food right now.
Italian? Is that the only reason you want to go? No boat ride? Italian food
Nah, no
on the
boat
boat
ride.
ride? Oh,
I'm not a gondola person.
all right, all right.
But man, some biscotto, a biscotto would be great right now. All right. As we travel along, these little hovering omnics on boats, which completely defy the laws of physics, I might add.
Physics have progressed in Overwatch's time period whenever this is occurring.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone say physics has progressed before. But you
It's
know,
definitely the first time for me too.
yeah, that's fair. Because physics can change, right?
Yeah, that's definitely how that works.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely. I mean, you know, I'll just be right back. So I'm gonna go walk on the ceiling real quick because physics has
Ooh, progressing physics yourself. Nice.
progressing physics myself. I'm that powerful. You know that. I'm that big brain, right? All right.
I'll
So.
let that one slide. All right.
Oh, some spice going on in the commentators. But we do have Seven Sins Academy coming out on the Widowmaker and McCree, which I'm guessing we're not going to see as the rest of the team is set up for Reinhardt Goats. But Night Ops is opting to stay with the Ana on Zippo. But Naomi is going to go ahead and swap onto that Zarya with Matt on D.Va here for the classic 3-3 comp. So we will not be seeing a Sombra on Rialto, which is weird considering this is one of the few maps where I would expect a Sombra.
Ottawa looking for an opening pick here. Gonna take that shot, go straight back and spawn. Does get some damage, however, but that's just gonna be healing instead for Zippo now. A little bit of contesting onto the point, but it looks like they will get across the bridge safely. I don't see any risky boops coming out. Nope. Ottawa immediately. Oh, there's the boop. Never mind. I spoke too soon. Off steps goes. But Dr. White does trade their life in return, and now the brawl starts on point now that it's a 5v5 and the attacker advantage is here. Defenders looking to stall this out as long as possible, maybe. no more challenging on cart. A little bit more challenging on cart here from Mac and Cheese. The rest of them coming back in. Dr. White coming in real fast on the Lucio, already back to the fight. Discord on the Mac and Cheese, stunned up, will have to use Primal to stay alive, and now the Chaos comes in here, looking out for the Shatter from Ruaneth, tries to get it, does have it, no shield here, Art's going to turn the corner with the Shatter, does pick up the discorded Brigitte immediately, not able to get any more kills off of that, however, but the rally from Cosmo should be able to start turning this in 7sin's favor. The bomb coming out will pick up one, and the D-Mech as well, so very big there by Matt to pick that up. And with the purple as well on Ruaneth, it looks like Night Ops will be forced back here. Very swingy fights, should stop calling it either way because Mac and Cheese jumps in and dies. So now Matt stalling as long as possible here in the back line will get D-Mech as well. And now without the tanks from... Oh my gosh.
You can never speak too soon when it comes to these fights. As Dr. White does go ahead and move off Ruaneth, forcing Night Ops to go ahead and back up, knowing that 7sin's Academy has the spawn advantage. But it looks like they're going to try and contest this a little bit longer as Mac and Cheese goes ahead and charges right back into the fight. And they go ahead and use Grab. Now Mac and Cheese is going to swing in this, force him to pop Transcendence. Mittens has now, used this Transcendence. So now, if Mac and Cheese can go ahead and get this Shatter, as the Grab just helped them get to 80%, they can go ahead and clean this fight up. But Cosmo goes ahead and uses Rally, aiding Ruaneth's Shatter to go ahead and pick up 2 there. Ends up getting Naomi. Now the bomb comes out. Bomb comes out from Matt, gets no one. Now this is all 7sin's Academy. They're looking like they're going to take first point here. As Dr. White tries to go and contest for a little bit, but decides not to, as he's just going to go ahead and jump off with the rest of his team to try and respawn and be able to hold. Matt the only one left.
Everyone in the river. Everyone.
Yep. Everyone's just going to go ahead and jump in the river now. And it looks like one player from 7sin's Academy decided it was a good idea too, as Matt's going to go ahead and die to make sure he doesn't get staggered anymore. But now coming into this next fight, Night Ops Academy has Shatter and Rally. I'm expecting him to go ahead and engage with Rally, force the Togwood to pop his bomb, and then by that time, Stev should have Grab, as Matt has now swapped to Zarya to allow Naomi to go ahead and go over to that Sombra and use that EMP that's worked for them throughout this entire match.
Cheeky charge, trying to come out there, get them off of this high ground on the corner, however, not where the Reinhardt expected them to be, and the brawl is going to start on the card here. Latagua all the way back is going to get hacked up and immediately demeched off of that. Shatter not doing anything for Mac and Cheese there, and that is going... I'm having trouble following this. Shatter coming out. The Grab, however, comes in, trying to get through the Rally health, and will get the Lucio, but not before giving up the Reinhardt in return. However, Stev's damage with that Discord is absolutely burning through the rest of Night Ops here. Zippo is going to go down to the Zarya as well, and that will be point 2, going fairly smoothly for 7sin's.
Yeah, 7sin's looking really good right now. Zippo's got... Zippo has Nano to go ahead and pair with Naomi's Sombra ult, that EMP, which is going to be really huge if they keep fighting on point. Now Naomi has to figure out, alright, where's Mittens? As the one thing he has to really focus on, Mittens knows he has EMP and he's going to go ahead and hide in the back line with that Transcendence, which will directly counter it. So, it doesn't look like he knows where Mittens is. Mittens is right behind him. He's going to go ahead and EMP and pop the Trans immediately.
And Stev's focusing down Naomi. The EMP Zarya still has a lot of damage in that beam, and Stev's completely charged up, getting another kill as well. The bomb getting one. Mac and Cheese trying to be the hero with the Shatter, will pick up the Lucio, however, will trade their life in return, as the rest of the fight is cleaned up here for 7sin's, and if this stagger is bad enough, they might be able to roll this all the way in. Zippo going down last, so the tanks will get to the point first, and the healing should be there right at the end. They do have the rally to contest here right at the end from Iris, though.
Yeah, they have Naomi around card as well to try and get a hack off, but the rally's going to go ahead and come in. But the ultimates on 7sin's Academy is just too much, as they do have Grab with it. The anti-nade coming in clutch, hitting 3 people, forcing Steps to use his personal nade. Latagua goes ahead and gets demeched. Runa dies. 2 people down, essentially, right now, as they have to pop the Graviton Surge.
the grab comes in, not able to kill the disported Lucio in it, however. That's a big kill that they were not able to get here, as Night Ops is starting to swing this fight in their favor with the defender's advantage and will force all of them out as Mac and Cheese goes on a swinging rampage with the Nano Hammer.
Yeah, that Nano Hammer is really strong right there. Mac and Cheese knowing how to play around his Ana is something we've seen this entire match, whether that be Little Yoda or Zippo. Now he has the Shatter right now, and Naomi's almost to this CMP. So I want to see Naomi do some scouting right now, try and grind up the CMP a little bit, get it so they can use that ult combo. And he's 77% of the way there. He's got to hurry before the fight gets to the point. Oh, this is going to be too late, as Mitten Hands does have Transcendence, so he has to make sure when he does EMP, he has to get the Transcendence, but he has to go ahead and use the Translocator to get out.
Mac and Cheese, however, gets the massive Shatter, forcing out the Trans from Mittens, so if Naomi does get this EMP off, it should be big for them. Mac goes down to the Shatter, but the Beat coming out along with the Rally will be going over there. Latagua getting a third grab eat on the series, however, the damage was still there from Night Ops, and that will be the fight going in their favor.
Yeah, thank God Latagua's colleagues didn't feed him breakfast this morning, because it's coming in handy. He's entering this game hungry and has eaten 3 grabs already. Now they're going to go ahead and end that fight off with 4 ultimates coming up online, only to be challenged by the EMP and the Nano, which is almost there. Mac and Cheese is coming up on another Shatter, but Naomi has to EMP this before Mittens gets his Transcendence. If he waits too long, Mittens has been really good in hanging out in the back and not getting EMP'd to be able to save the fight.
Cosmo is going to activate the Rally along with the Bomb to get the engage here. Run is following up with the Charge. Will pick up the Brigitte, trying to focus down this Nano Reinhardt, but the Nano with the defense boost being good enough to keep Mac and Cheese up, and the focus from Matt will take out Raunoth and Cosmo going down as well. And it looks like all that damage poured into the Reinhardt will be all for naught as the Shatter comes in, forcing Mitten to Trans, and the grab is now going to come in on from 7sens, trying to pick up any kills that they can. They will pick out the big damage of Matt, and now the Beat to keep them in this fight as they try to go through this healing coming in from Zippo, keeping most of Night Ops up this whole time. Brigitte will be dying on the cart, and 7sens looks like they might be able to do this in OT, as Naomi trying to get out will be taken out. Got it caught out a little bit out there with the Translocator. That's a huge pin in from Raunoth, taking out Mac and Cheese on the Rhine. Nothing to follow up on the grab from Matt. The Bomb forcing all of Night Ops away from the cart, or die to it as Zippo Man did. And it looks like they will be capping this in OT off of a very extended fight.
Yeah, I mean, Naomi had a great EMP there before Mittens had his Transcendence, as he goes ahead and ends the round off with a 6-minute EMP after the point has been capped. But he gets that huge EMP and goes, and that led to 2 picks. But then nothing happened afterwards. It was a 6v4, and none of the 4 people died. They ended up shattering, but Mittens survived out of it, went ahead and used Transcendence, and then after they recovered, they used their second support ult to keep it alive, knowing that their 2 players who died during the first EMP were almost back. And, one kill leads to another. Next thing you know, the people with the spawn advantage are at a player disadvantage because both support ults were used, and it turned out to be a victory. It was a great decision by them to secure that 3rd point on Rialto, which is extremely hard to do.
I'm glad you recalled all of that, because that was a complete blur to me. Oh. Well,
yeah, I've been following Naomi this entire match because he's a fascinating player. He's really good on this Sombra with the hack. The EMPs really need to he needs to work on in the future, as Mittens is countering so many of them. Sometimes, I mean, every coach is different, but sometimes, you find coaches like me, for example. I'm a huge supporter of, solo EMPing Zenyatta's. You get him while he's in the back trying to counter your EMP, and next thing you know, it's a 5v6 and go ahead and take that. Instead of, trying to get the team and the Zenyatta coming in with the Transcendence, which can be used if you're running that Zarya, but not being able to combo those ultimates and rotate them, it hurts the team a lot more than it helps.
Well, Night Ops having their hands full, having to cap the map all the way through to force this into extra rounds. Looks like Zippo is going to roll out on the Zen this time around on attack, and we are going to have the Winston on the defense side once again. Big cleave damage coming in once again. Not as much as it could have been, dropping down maybe a little bit early. However, big brawl happening. Matt trying to contest the high ground here. The Zarya's trying to get charged up and start the damage coming out. Neither getting too high up in the grab percentage here. And just this complete brawl on the fight, looking for any sort of CC, almost knocking the Night Ops Brig away. However, it looks like a boop onto the Lucio, opposing Lucio will come out, picking up a kill. However, Cosmo picking up one in return. D.Va getting demeched on point, and it looks like Sevensons is going to be holding up here right at the front very well.
Yeah, I mean, Sevensons, you know, being patient, using the heals to their advantage. With the Winston instead of the Reinhardt, and that high ground was really strong, as Matt is the only one who can really contest that. I mean, Dr. White can kind of, but the Winston does so much damage to that Lucio without him having armor that he can't contest for long, if at all. But Matt's doing a good job contesting high ground, but it's not enough against 3-4 people as he gets booped off.
A lot of displacement coming out from this count for Sevensons, and I mean, Winston didn't even have to pop his primal there. Still has the primal available on this bridge.
Yeah, but then again, you have to look at Night Ops and say, all right, they're coming up on all of their ultimates. The farthest away they are Brig, because Brig has just been zoned out. They're not letting Major Scott do any damage to get that ultimate. They're not giving him many opportunities to use armor packs, as the majority of the kills that he would use armor packs on are getting booped into the water. Now the grab bomb combo comes out, goes ahead and picks up one. Yeah, so they have to counter with a grab bomb themselves that doesn't get anyone. They do have spawn advantage, but the rally is just too much for them to counter. Yeah, the fight goes off of the points, and now the point's going to start moving back even more onto the bridge, forcing Night Ops to truly reset into their own spawn, as Matt is just going to get staggered. That's another 10 seconds.
Oh, that's huge.
Oh, but Dr. White gets 2 picks. They realize that they have spawn advantage. They can get back out and contest this before they get back. But they have to hurry. They have to push the cart and get past the bridge so that environmental kills are not a threat anymore. It's a matter of time that they do this. And it looks like this is the perfect opportunity. Dr. White realizing what he has the ability to do. And he did it to perfection.
Yeah, picking that up when the fight probably shouldn't have been going on anymore. Those ending 2 enviro kills being absolutely huge. However, Sevensons here now all back up is going to try and get it. However, no shield to block the Reinhardt Shatter. Mac and Cheese picking up a massive 1-4, I believe. And I believe this should roll all the way to the end of A. So off of an amazing spawn point hold, not going to be able to hold the rest of the point, however, from Sevensons, and Night Ops will keep this ball rolling.
Yeah, and Winston's power drops significantly after that second corner because it's such an open area and there is not much high ground. You have 1 wall out of the 3 that you know, have a ledge to stand on. So using that shatter at that time was a great decision to go ahead and roll through first point. Yeah, Ruanev has gone ahead and swap on to Reinhardt, as after that first bridge, first 2 corner hold might be the only part of this map that Winston is really good on. Being able to use those high grounds to his advantage. Now, you know, Reinhardt's need to be able to block out the Reinhardt shatters, and that's exactly why he's going to go ahead and swap on himself. Now, Sevensons has gone ahead and take high ground advantage here, which is a huge disadvantage for Night Ops, but they're dropping down.
Stev's damage throughout this whole series has been very good, and now the shatter coming out from Ruanev to clean up the rest of that fight rally as well. Give a little bit of armor that may last into the next bit of poke from either of these teams, and getting some nice stagger kills here. No DMEC on the D.Va, however. And only using those 2 ults while they have 4 still in the bank. Very good from Sevensons, being able to keep this corner on Rialto.
Yeah, this is the biggest corner, and this is what everyone talks about when talking about Rialto, is who can hold this the longest. And, you know, will a team get stumped by this? Now what Night Ops has to do is exactly what they're doing. They're going to go ahead and take high ground. But the Zarya is right there. They can push up and possibly take her out. It doesn't look like they're going to do that. It's at the 6-man shatter coming in for Mac and Cheese. And that should be an easy cleanup, as they only get 2 people, but now they're starting to roll in.
That was just the read on the Ruanev. Just got it. Started the shatter up while the shield was still up, and when it came down, the shield was no longer up.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be that sad if I was Sevensons. They're coming out with a lot of ults. They have 4 ults right now, and if they go ahead and get this stuff, they can go back to the corner. There's no way to get across without passing this corner. So no matter where the card is after it or before it, they can just, you know, hold this and control this room and force 7's Night Ops to attack at the different angles.
Bombs being traded out along with the grab. Latagua will pick up Matt while Matt was not able to re-mech in time. So without the defense matrix, all the damage coming in. Another 6-man shatter coming out from Mac and Cheese. That's 2 back-to-back, taking out the Reinhardt. The beat and the rally now trying to swing the fight in the rest of this way. The trans not coming out from Mittens in time to save Cosmo. So now a 4v5 here. I don't think the rest of the damage is here for 7sins, and Mac and Cheese putting the team on his back for point 2, pulling them through it.
2 fights in a row when Mac and Cheese has a 6-man shatter. That is how you read another Reinhardt as a book. As Matt goes ahead and, Naomi goes ahead and uses the grab, maybe a little bit controversial uses and didn't get anyone. I like to call those things the Fran grabs after he quit Atlanta. But Night Ops Academy is going ahead and pushing everyone back, staggering, pushing this card as far as possible, and try and get this in 1-fight territory, which would be ideal for them. As Mac and Cheese has another shatter online. Zippo has that Transcendence, which will counter Stev's grab, which is the only ultimate 7sins has. So they have to use this fast and make sure you get Zippo, try and charge him out while killing the rest of them who would still be stalled out in the mini black hole.
Ron has got to be careful. Discorded there, taking a lot of damage to start. And the shatter, once again, picking up 5 that time. Only the bouncing Lucio able to survive that. Ron is going down. Mac and Cheese on an absolute tear, picking up 2 kills after that as well. All of 7's forced in the corner here. Got a trans to get back out of there and onto the cart. However, the bomb is immediately going to force all of them away from cart, taking out the Lucio. No kills still coming in here from 7sins. The charge onto the rallying Brig, not even going to kill her, and this will be Night Ops capping Rialto with time to spare, and we're going into extra rounds.
Yeah, and there isn't much of an advantage. This is payload map. Time bank, it does not matter that much on payload map. It just matters on who can get it the farthest in overtime. So I wouldn't suspect if the end of first point is where we're going to go ahead and lose 7sins Academy. If not that, then the corner of second. They have to really focus on these ultimate trades. You know, what ults are you going to use each fight? You have to save enough ults fight after fight because you have no dry pushes anymore. That just doesn't exist. And Night Ops is going to go ahead and defend first here as they do have more time. Not much more time, but more time nonetheless. But we just saw the first time Night Ops has ever used a regular 3-3 comp on this map. And it did work out for him. A good bit. The Discord orb on Ruaneth was really strong, as they're gonna go ahead and spark out DPS picks, which would not be surprising as pick potential is really strong on these overtime pushes on payload maps, to be able to push that card as far as possible, as the Widow's gonna go ahead and scout off the bat, that being Latagua.
And this is very good from 7sins as well. This is the first time Night Ops has shown completely standard 3-3, and they jump on this opportunity to play DPS into it.
Yeah, and that is definitely a strong choice, as we're going to go ahead and see double sniper plus far mercy on its way. And the Discord's going to be strong enough. After that shield goes down, you put that Discord on the Rhine, and then if it doesn't, you know, just force them to push back, it forces them to push back and dump the heals on the Rhine, giving the Hanzo and the Widowmaker the opportunity to get picks, as they boot 2 people forward. But since they're not running goats, it doesn't matter that much as they go ahead and kill the Brig.
Very good damage. Very good shots coming in there from Cosmo to pick out the Brig amidst his goats comp. And the poke is just absolutely brutal as Mac gets demech. Mac and Cheese is near going down. Naomi going down. The health bars are just in absolute disarray for Night Ops, as all this poke coming down from Cosmo and the Hanzo from Steves might just steamroll this first point. Gonna have one contest here from the very end from Night Ops. Maybe, no, they're not even gonna try to contest here. It looks like they might be going for a fight on the bridge instead. I'm not quite too sure about that with the DPS comp that they're going up against, but we'll have to see how it goes here. They do swap over to the Moira for that extra healing. Does have that swap here, but we do have some ults coming up for Seven Sins now have to see how they use the barrage. However, Dr. White coming up big with a boop onto the Winston, that main tank down. However, now the ults come out. All of them press Q at once. The grab, the bomb, dragon. The res comes out onto the fire after that barrage, as that is pretty much the self-destruct button. The trance even has to come out on point to keep Seven Sins in this. The Goats from Night Ops doing a lot of work, now doing even more work with the rally coming out from Major Scott, countered by the Valkyrie from Static, and this is just a complete mess on point, as there is a Primaling Monkey on there as well. The Ghost comp is pretty much all intact right now for Night Ops, as they are trying to focus things down. Another boot from Dr. White onto Latagua off the map. However, that's 2 supports going down at the hands of Seven Sins, but is just trading back and forth, forcing them all off point with the Dragon. Circle around, though, with the grab, and the bomb is going to take out the rest of... Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the grab bomb combo. If you notice what went on, the Naomi grabbed, saw that Winston popped his bubble, and then just put his primary fire onto that shield and broke just in time that the Winston couldn't get across cart, and the bubble would have protected him from that bomb. But it turned out that it didn't, because of all the damage and it took to break that shield. Now, the only reason that lasted as long as it did was from the mind of Mittens. Mitten hands the Transcendence into the static safe res onto the Pharah, allowed them to have an opportunity to take that. Cosmo died on the bridge right next to the ledge, and Static on that Mercy had the ability to res, and comboed with Mitten's Transcendence. Mercy was able to survive that and bring Cosmo back, but it wasn't enough. Night Ops did what they did best, and that is win fights, and they've done it this entire series very confidently. This might be the only map that they've been this and Volskaya have been the 2 maps that they've been really challenged on, but it's not enough, and it looks like a minute and 43 seconds is going to be just the amount of time that Night Ops will need to take this. They have 1 fault. They lose 1 fight, then they have a second chance that Seven Sins didn't have. So if they need that second chance, they better use it. But ideally for them, that's just time of taking down on the clock while they're on cart and capping first point.
If this goes how round 2 went, however, looking like there might be some trouble on this bridge. Will Seven Sins go for all these boots off the bridge again? They are going to start the challenge with the Winston Cleave damage, forcing Night Ops into that room back there, making it very awkward. Latagua already with a boop onto the Zarya. Lots of damage out, and with them all trapped into this room, Winston getting dangerously low for Ruanath there, and it looks like having trouble getting damage into this room, and Mac and Cheese is going to fight out of there with a kill on the Cosmo, and that goes very poorly for Seven Sins off of that initial Zarya boop.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there with killing the Zarya, but now Night Ops Academy getting that pick onto Ruanath and pushing up, making so much space for them, while Zippo's just going to be cart on cart, you know, pushing that cart inching towards that first point. And once they get that first point, they better hope that they get someone staggered in the far back, as right now, with Essence of the San Francisco Shock, they are spawn camping, putting them in, you know, into their home where they're supposed to be, allowing this cart to be pushed as much as possible. Seven Sins realizes there's another door and they get out of it and see if they are able to contest before they start, you know, killing people.
4-man shatter from Mac and Cheese just allows him to retreat more than anything, as he was very low on health. Stebbs does end up picking up at that as well, and now contesting them right before the cart crosses the barrier, crosses the point A barrier, means that the spawns are going to be all the way back there for Night Ops, and it looks like Seven Sins has done this with 0.27 meters left. The Diva Bomb cleaning out the courtyard, and that is going to be Rialto going over to Seven Sins.
Yeah, that's the this is a 2-1 loss for Seven Sins, which is a lot better than 3-0. I mean, they only have a -1 to their map differential here, and I wouldn't be too happy if I was Night Ops Academy here. They had so much potential to win that fight. They got a little bit too aggressive, and when they realized that their Zenyatta did not have sights yet onto the fight, it was too late. They started backing up. I guarantee Mitten said something during that of like, yo, I can't see you, or like at least, you know, letting this team know that he can't even put a Discord over on someone yet, as the cart wasn't anywhere near that corner. But once it did get to that corner, it was able to help, but at that point it was too late. Now this game was really good. Both teams played really well. Seven Sins figuring out what they needed to do. That final map took him a little bit too long. but Night Ops Academy coming out with a victory, ending up with 2-1, and even without their star Ana player and Little Yoda, they were able to pull off the victory. And I say that's all thanks to Mac and Cheese. I mean, we saw him on that offense, on that second round offense, back to back 6-man shatters. If there's a player of the match, it's him. He has shown that he doesn't need Little Yoda to pop off on Reinhardt. He can do it all by himself.
I got to give a shout out to Dr. White as well, coming up with some big boops as well onto the environmental kills. Getting a lot of that tank health just doesn't even matter until the river.
Yeah, getting those 2 environmental kills in the first bridge right out of spawn on the second round on Rialto opened it up for them to go ahead and bypass that. For all we know, they could have been full held there, and lost devastatingly, instead of the close loss that was the 2 overtime pushes.
Well, that's going to be all from us today. Very entertaining match today. I'm very happy with that. Got anything else to say, Strider?
Yeah, if you can go ahead and I have just made a Instagram, which I'm not gonna lie, I completely forgot existed. Or completely forgot the name of it. But it is OW Strider on Instagram, and then OW Strider on Twitch. I stream right now once every week. It's gonna move up to 4 times every week very soon, where I do gameplay and then VOD reviews and coaching stuff.
Very exciting. And for right now, you can just find me on Twitter at Luigi_Sly. And don't forget to join the Overwatch Pretenders Discord as well.
Yeah, as our next match, I believe, is tomorrow.
Yep.
But
one-
that will not be an academy match. It will be Saturn Snow Leopards versus Lightbringers Legacy, 2 upper division teams facing off at 8 p.m. So tune in on this Twitch channel. So go ahead and hit that follow button.
They are Academy.
They are Academy?
They are Academy.
So they are Academy. Wait, Lightbringers Legacy is not Academy. Oh, okay. Lightbringers left it. Alright, so it is an Academy game. My bad.
Regardless, catches again on tomorrow for that time. Probably different casters, but we will see you guys somewhere else. And that's all from us. I've been Sly, and this has been Strider.
Peace out.